James, you have a podcast, don't you?
Yes. And I was going to speak about getting more people for the podcast or,
Yeah, I want to do a interview of you on NFAA, record it and put it out there, and same thing with CJ, where I can have people find out what is your broadcast, what's it about, how do you get, those kind of things. 4 or 5 questions. I'll ask you the questions, you give me the answers, and we'll record it and I'll put it on the NFAA Facebook page.
Please just email me what you need from me. That's how I keep track of everything is the email.
Yeah, same here. You can email me what you want. I don't think
we may start as early as next week.
Okay, fine. Yep.
Because we have our speaker on the 18th, so if I get 1 or 2 done between now and then, that'd be nice. Okay. Good morning, Diane.
Yeah, you guys, wow, here I was just thinking of something, me, Red, and James, which is fine with me. You guys know we can all 3 carry on a conversation for hours by ourselves, so it's all good. But no, I'm glad to see everybody. I love it. Athena, happy birthday. Birthdays are big in my household, so we will celebrate everybody's birthday as long as I can find out when your birthday is, or if you can email and tell me. I do love those. Those are fun for me. But no, you guys, I heard Monday night from Sandy was a huge success and gave you great ideas for, virtual and in-person events for Comic Palooza, Comic-Cons, all kinds of stuff. So I wanted to hear from you guys as to what kind of ideas you guys have moving forward. If you're going to do in-person events or virtual cons, I know that they are still doing those. So I want to kind of gauge on where everybody is at, so that way we can help promote the events that you'll be at and help kind of strategize. So who wants to go first? It's like the magical question. No one jumps on board.
Okay, I'll jump in.
Oh, yay! Brave soul. All right, go James.
Yay! Because I just did a Black Author Matters TV on Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. And as I found out that night that I just got in under the wire for being voted for the best interview or whatever that they were doing. Come March 15th, they're going to open up the voting, and everybody can vote for who was the best interviewer in the categories, the different categories. So I'm asking everybody here to get the word out and vote for me. And
that's on the 16th, right?
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm going to do. Amy, we started our podcast. We had our first podcast this weekend, and we launched it on Tuesdays, which will be, the day it comes out every Tuesday. So we're looking for people on a Monday night who knows about podcasting, because I know about watching them. I'm not really that great about producing them. Uh-huh. And of course, I've been on quite a few of them, so I do get to gab a lot, I was never at a loss for words, as I was told. My nickname was Radio Mouth by my father because he said I never shut up.
Well, you should reach out to Oziel, though, and join his podcasting community. But I mean, he could probably give you all the ins and outs on the best way to kind of shape your podcast.
Yeah, email me.
I'll send an email introduction for you guys.
Yeah.
Because he can help you do that.
That's our next biggest thing, coming out for Rock Hill is the podcast. I try to get things set up so that, we can concentrate on something without being all over the place. So we have our books coming out. We have our new authors that we're working on to put out. But the next big thing that we want to put together and start doing is the podcast.
Right. So where are you putting that? You're just putting that on Anchor? Or are you going to put it on YouTube, or where all is that going?
Well, it's going out through the Anchor, and that puts it on Spotify. And then I'm converting them over to the YouTube to put on the YouTube channel.
Okay.
There's stuff out there. And I search for it Wednesday or Thursday, and I can see them on YouTube and things like that. So they are out there if you search for it. I still have a problem with knowing names. That's CJ?
I was going to say, you actually can go apply for iHeartRadio and Pandora. All they need is the RSS feed from Anchor.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know how to get them on other things. That's one of the things I want to know about with podcasts, is how do you get them on these other channels?
You literally go to them and apply to them.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll do that.
All they need is the RSS feed. They need your picture, your cover picture, and they need your little description.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we'll work on that so we can get that out on to the iHeartRadio. I know there's a couple of them out there, Podbean or something like that.
Yeah.
Anchor said they push them out to other places too, but I don't know how long that takes.
BuzzFeed will let you put in a certain amount of time. Usually my half hour, 40-minute ones fit it within that month long. Podbean, you put a certain amount up and then they start to charge you.
Ah.
So I pulled mine off of Podbean.
Yeah, I don't need to spend any more money.
If you go to my website and go under Journey's World Podcast, you can see all the landing pages I'm on, whichever ones are not from Anchor, technically, and you can see the little links along the bottom. Then you can go to those specifically and just apply.
Okay.
All
right.
Look at that, a resource
Great.
destination. Love it. So
And
James,
Amy, did you get a call from
I got
Patricia?
an email from her and I emailed her back to get on my calendar to talk with me and Sandy. So hopefully that'll happen next week. Yes,
Good.
that's it. It was like you mentioned it that night on Wednesday night, and then I got it like Thursday morning.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Good.
I
She
love it.
contacted me and I gave her your email and everything and told her, go ahead and jump on. Just mention me when you do.
Nice. I love it. I love it. So James, can you put your YouTube channel link in the chat so everyone on here can go and follow you, and then I can use that to put it into the group to grade like up your subscribers?
Sure.
We do that for mine too.
Yep. If you'll put them in there, I can definitely do that.
Yep. I can do that.
Yay. I love it. Okay. So your focus is on your podcast. Are you going to be doing any of like the cons or any virtual events this year?
We're going to try. I got to find out which one. I would do any virtual events I can find, but
Right.
I got to find out which ones are out there and how I can get into them. So yeah, I was looking at the Texas ones.
Yeah.
The one or two of them from Houston, but like I said, I was focused on the podcast. So now, as far as the virtual things, I will find them as they come up, or people say, "Hey, I got one coming up. If you want to join, then sure."
Yeah. Like, are you going to do LitCon? I know we talked about that on Wednesday night. Are you going to do that one?
That one, LitCom, I think that's already passed. That was last weekend.
I don't know. I saw a post from it on Karina's page about LitCon, and then Myron had shared it. So that's what made me think it hadn't happened yet.
Yeah, I think it is this weekend or something coming up. I know it's the very beginning of March, so it might be this weekend.
Okay. I may be behind on that. Okay.
Yeah,
And
I think I kind of missed that one.
Okay. Hold on. My babysitter has a question. Okay. Nice. So your focus is on those. So drop your YouTube channel links in the chat. You guys, I'll go and follow it, and then I'll save the chat so I can go and do it in the group and everything. So who wants to go next?
I'll go.
All right. Sujay.
Well, you know me, I've always got stuff spinning around.
Yes.
I start recording for the podcast again next week.
Okay.
We had to break off due to the family issues going on.
Mm-hmm.
So the recording starts again on Monday, actually.
Nice.
And once I get about 3 or 4 of them under my belt, I'll go ahead and start putting them up on the Tuesdays. As far as Texas Sisters Press, we have a couple of new authors that we talked to this week.
Nice.
One in particular, thank you, Diane. It was Cindy. So we're excited about that one. Still working on books. And we're going to 5 cons that I'm aware of this year.
Nice. Which ones are those?
Let me pull them up. They're all under my appearances page. So give me just a second.
You're going to the Conroe Con, right?
I have signed up. I've not gotten confirmation, but yes, I have signed up.
Okay.
So Kilgore Geekend is May 1st and 2nd, and that's in Kilgore. The Comic Conroe is like the 24th and 25th, I think, of July.
Okay.
North Texas Book Festival is the 28th. We may be going to another con, but that's in not really author wise. That's kind of for the Star Trek Pathfinder stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Eastern Rim Comic-Con is in September. I'm not allowed to say specific dates yet because we're supposed to keep that one under wraps.
Okay.
Beaumont Comic-Con is October 15th through 17th.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, when I share them, I can just tag you guys in it and be like, check out where our authors are going.
Mhm.
Our members. Okay. Awesome. Okay, what else do you have going on?
Well, just pretty much life in general. Just like we planted a bunch of trees yesterday, planted a bunch of flowers. We're getting an orchard going, getting the bees going, that sort of stuff. So
Nice.
it's just keeping the balance of all the author stuff, publishing stuff, and writing stuff.
Nice. I like it. I'm excited about your new authors. That's exciting. So
Are we?
that's good. Yeah. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Who wants to go? Julie, do you want to go? Did you get any ideas on Monday night? Thank you so much for the speaker suggestion. I think it was a huge hit.
Well, he gave ideas and suggestions. I told everyone there, and you're all hearing it again about my Comic-Cons. I asked, about having sci-fi, fantasy kind of things there, and he said, no, that's great. And he talked a lot about how much he promoted literature while he ran Comic Palooza, but the new owners, he's not sure what they're going to do. Anyway, I have signed up for Conroe, and I think they've already told me I'm in, but I'm not sure. CJ said she's not a nerd, so I need to check on that. And I also signed up for Comic Palooza, but they haven't replied. And according to him, they probably are not going to reply because they might cancel that one. I signed up for Conroe in July, and I might sign up for Beaumont. The thing is, as soon as travel is happening again, I want to be free to take off and do some trips. So I'm hesitant to sign up for like October right now. The thing I need to focus on, but I haven't been focused on, is my second book. I haven't really done anything with it. This month, I mean, since February 15th, I've been trying to get my house back together. And that's pretty much a major project. Although it's not nearly Harvey, it's still, like, I'm waiting for the water mitigation people to come, and then I've got to deal with the contractor. He's coming on Monday to give me an estimate for fixing my ceiling, all that kind of junk, and insurance. It's just never ending. I have finally got my yard with all the frozen plants cleaned up. That was a huge, major job. Every plant in my yard basically is cut back to the roots or totally dead. So that's what I've been concentrating on. And this month I want to get back to working on doing some publicity for my second book and doing the things that I need to do, which I haven't done, like entering in a contest or two, and I don't know, get a review or two. I haven't done anything. I just haven't done anything.
Right. Yeah, I know it's definitely been a rocky start to the year for a lot of us. So I understand that 100%. I think Comic Palooza, maybe with, Texas opening up, maybe they will go on. I know David Baylog is planning on coming, and he's getting a bunch of illustrations and stuff, so he can come. So he's moving forward. So hopefully that one happens. I really do feel like that's going to be a good venue for you, because everybody goes there. I'm not necessarily going there for science fiction books. I just like to dress up in fun things. But like a travel book and stuff like that, if my mom were to attend, those are the things she would be looking for. So I think it's definitely a good market for you. So, but nice. Okay.
But back to the speaker. Yeah, I thought he was very good because he just gave us a lot of background and how he grew his business and what his philosophy is, and basically going all in. And you can't wait. You have to be proactive and call newspapers and call this one and call that one and keep calling them, and make a nuisance of yourself until they give up and interview you. Or so I guess I'm going to try that.
You wear them down. I'm very good at doing that with my husband, and when I want certain things, I wear him down. So that's definitely what you have to do. If you need pointers on that, I'm very good at that. No, I did hear that. I really found it fascinating how this whole idea came from like an author's guild that he was a part of, that kind of made him start his comic store that led into Comic Palooza, which I thought was pretty fascinating, that authors kind of inspired that whole thing. So it's definitely exciting. I did introduce him to Fern for the Houston Writers Guild conference coming up to be the keynote speaker. So we'll see what goes on with that, but that will be very exciting.
Can I just take one more minute?
Yeah.
I want to recommend to those of you who have HBO Prime, if you haven't seen it, there's a series called I May Destroy You. And the main character is a writer. And for a lot of the series, she has writer's block. And then I stopped watching it because I was just busy with my house and everything, but I finally got the last 2 episodes, and the last 2 episodes are all about writing. And I don't want to give any, what do they call it when you tell the secrets, but
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Yeah. What's it called?
There's spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoiler, right. But issues like alternate endings and reliable narrator and all kinds of questions like that come out. So writer's block, alternate endings, and so forth. So it's dealing with your agent and your publisher. And the very first thing, the reason I want to tell everyone here, in the very end, she publishes her second book as an indie book.
Wow.
I mean, that's on the series. So I recommend it if you haven't seen it.
I love that. I'm gonna have to check it out. I may invest in HBO Prime to watch it because that sounds really good. I love that.
You have to stick with it though, because it doesn't seem like it's really a writer's thing. I mean, it has writers in it, and you go to a writer's event with her and blah, blah, blah. But it's really the last 2 episodes that you really figure it all. It really is a writer's series.
Yeah, it all comes together in the last 2 episodes. I like shows like that. I like it where that keeps me thinking. That's just me though. Dan, do
We
you
watched
have
the
any
first 1 or 2. We watched the first 1 or 2 of the episode. I wasn't really sure what it was about, and I'll go back and watch the rest. We'll jump back into it and see. Athena wants to speak.
Can I say something really quick?
Go ahead.
I neglected to add the part that some of the little nuggets that I picked up on Monday night. One of them was coming into a booth as opposed to gliding by a table.
Huh?
And I thought that one was really good. So Lydia and I message usually. And so I said, how can we make this happen? And she's like, we'll figure it out. But, you know, a lot of times one or the other of us is on the other side of the table for that very reason. So you can't just glide by.
Yeah.
We found that out at Miami. Since we did Miami so often, we found out rearrange the table so that people can actually come into the booth. If not, they kind of like give you the eye and keep going.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's true. I'm more likely to buy something if I have to walk into the booth, and I'm more likely to talk to you than to just whisk by you and hope that you don't notice me, that I'm not coming to your table. You know, it's like that awkward thing when like someone sees you and you're not going to go to their table, and so you have to walk by and it's just awkward. But if it's like inviting and it's like, oh, I see that, I want to go in there, I'm more inclined to buy or at least talk to you. That's
One thing I like to do is I'll ask them, do you like to read? Because I'm not going to talk to you if you don't like to read. That's my first question. My second question is always, what do you like to read? Because I've already, made contact with the different authors in the area, and if it's not my genre, I will send them to that table.
Yeah, we did that too. We go find out who's around, and if I say, what would you like to read? And they say, oh, I read nonfiction, this and that. Right over there, good table to go to. And,
Yeah.
you know, I ask people, do you like to read? And they say, no, I don't like to read. And I ask them, well, why are you at a book fair? And they stop and they look at me, and I said, well, I mean, are you here because of her? Because if she likes to read, then she could come in and you could stand there and, you know, whatever, or all kinds of stuff. I'd try anything. I'm not that shit.
Along that line, what I did, and I went down to on the Gulf Coast with Alan Bourgeois, Galveston.
Uh-huh.
I went around and looked at all the other booths and saw what they had and what they were selling. And so when people came to me and I would say, what do you like to read? And they would say, like, I like history or military. Like I said, look, there's a guy over there selling a book about his experience in the military. So I tried to direct people to, but I needed to know who else was around, and that helped.
Right.
And I went over and just introduced myself to all the other people and gave them
Yeah.
my card and got there.
Yeah, then you introduce them to the other people, so they will say, oh, well, that guy over there, he writes this, or, you know, they
I mean,
got this type
that's
of
good
stuff.
to do for networking purposes regardless.
Right.
Yeah,
The more authors you know, the more, that you can help, and they can help you in return. the beauty is that we're all in this together. And if we act like we're all in this together and we behave like we're all in this together, then it will also promote reading. One thing I thought of when you said, when they say no about do not like to read, I sometimes will say, well, maybe you're doing it wrong.
Gotta remember that.
CJ, I had a question for you. You mentioned on Monday night that you're doing the North Texas thing again. Can you talk about what it is, what the North Texas event is? Is it?
The North Texas Book Festival is in Denton, Texas, and it's ntbf.org is all the information, and the information is up. That's where part of my awards come from, is North Texas Book Festival. They've been going this will be their 21st year. I think it's the 19th year regarding awards. They not only do awards, but they also do like grants for different libraries and stuff. So they promote a lot of literacy programs and helping libraries. One library's got caught in a flood, so they donated to that library to help, get more books into that library.
You know the dates?
People.
Do you know the dates, more or less?
Yep, it is 28th of August. So that's in, like I said, Denton, Texas. Lydia and I have been going there since 2016.
And do they have panels, or what do they do?
Well, they give you time if you sign up, if you want to talk about your book. Sometimes they'll give you like a little bit of time to sign up. You can donate your books to an auction or a raffle where people can, pick. If they get the right number, then they can go pick from this table full of different books and prizes and swag and stuff. It's just a fun open event, and it's free for them to enter, which I like ones that are free for people to enter. Some people like the ones that pay. Just when it's free, more people come.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like going to those. And that's usually where I sell more books, because they're not using the money to get into the door. So
that makes sense. That makes sense. I know that I go to events that are free, but I also stop at tables that have free stuff on them. I'm a sucker for that. Like, I'm a sucker. Like, if you have candy on your desk or you have like pins or whatever, I'm just a huge sucker. I will go and I'll come and talk to you because I like your free stuff. And then I'm more inclined to buy a book or like whatever you have because I like your free stuff. That's
we always have candy. Always have candy. If you remember, part of the table is Lydia, which has a lot of the children's stuff, and now I have Chief and Sarge. Chief and Sarge are on our table, which is always an attractant of children. Yeah. Lydia has dragons for sale. Chief and Sarge are not for sale, but the dragons are for sale. Or she does sometimes a raffle, also bookmarks and stuff. But that generally, like I said, gets people there. And one or the other of us is floating throughout the different venues of wherever we're at, and sending people back potentially.
I almost feel like you have to have somebody else with you at events. Like, I know when I go to events with Sandy's the one that works the room, and I hang at the table. I'm more comfortable at the table. That's my realm. But she goes and like works the room and meets everybody, brings people to the table, or she makes me go to other people's tables. So I almost feel like you have to like strategize and have someone there that knows your book and stuff almost as good as you do to like hold down your fort while you go network. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One thing I like to do is book swap with different authors. I swap one of my books for one of their books, because what that does is when I get home, I take a picture of everything that I've swapped, whether it's books or a different toy or whatever that I've gotten, because I've got toys everywhere in here. But those pictures go up online along with all the pictures I've taken throughout the course of the day. So it gives them extra advertising as well. And they do the same for me. So book swaps are great, and you get, a signed book, and you get to potentially start a series that you really like.
I got a whole shelf full of books that I got just from being in Book Fed, because I swap books with the other authors and things like that. And like you say, it's good. It's good to put up there, and it helps you, because they have your book on their table, you have their book on your table, and it kind of like helps. Athena is my table person, but she doesn't like to go out and talk to people. I have to.
See, I need to hang with Athena more. I'm an Athena person.
and so I direct them to go talk to Athena.
There you go. See,
I make people go talk to her, and then once she gets going, she's fine. But she's not the person to work the room. I'm the person to get out there in the street and beat a Parker, as they used to call it.
Yeah.
The beauty
I
of the
was-
book swaps
I was
allows
that.
you-
The town crier.
Yeah.
beauty of the book swaps allows you to get to know the author and exactly what it is that they're writing as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I tell people, do you like romance? And they look at me like, you're not a romance writer. And they're like, yeah, I like romance. What do you write? So I don't write anything. She does. And I
Yeah.
send it right over to her, and then she gets to talk to them and things like that. Because I'll have the book in hand and say, oh, do you like romance? Do you like something about nice young girls? And they look at me like, you're a pervert. and then I go, yeah, it's written by her. And then she goes talk. Athena,
Yeah.
give them some of your stuff. Tell them.
No, I was thinking about Amy's. Can you hear me? Fine.
Yes.
Okay. I was thinking about what you asked in the email.
Uh-huh.
Thinking, we always concentrate on our skills.
Yeah.
We don't always think about our talent, which are two very different things.
Oh, yes.
So I was thinking that maybe sometimes you could get somebody who comes and gives us an inspirational talk.
Okay.
We all deal with our writing in our own ways, but sometimes you need to hear other people speak about their own struggles and how they overcome something, and that becomes inspirational to you. Maybe you feel that you're not talented enough, or that your talent is somebody else, or that maybe other people have the different idea. They feel that they are too talented and they're wasting their time with a group of below me talented. Am I right? I don't know if you've ever had that, but there are people who think that they are so much, they can't actually communicate with anybody who's normal,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that maybe we could have somebody who comes and actually gives us some ideas on how to deal with the ups and downs of how we feel about our writing. If
Uh-huh.
we feel comfortable, if we feel undervalued, overvalued, all the things that have more to do with our talents and our psyche than with our skills.
So like a mindset inspirational person.
Yes.
So
You
that's
know.
so that's actually happening on the 15th.
Oh, okay, well, that's great then.
I'm thinking I'm on the same wavelength as you. Yes. So March actually is a very exciting month for speakers. So we had John talk on Monday, and we're going to have Fern talk about contracts and everything this Monday coming up. On the 15th, we're having Melanie DeShong talk on mindset. So she owns her company, Live at Choice. She is, Jeremy Jack was my in with her. So she'll be talking then. And then I have the Pulpwood Queen herself, Kathy Murphy, will be talking about book clubs and different things like that. And then Fern's going to come back to close out her publishing. And then I have a marketer and a network in April. And then I have an Instagram that's Haley's talking April 5th. So from March to like the end of April, I'm booked on speakers, and they're all going to be some new ideas and new speakers. So hopefully it all goes over well, and it's, it's good to spice things up and have changes. So I'm on the same wavelength as you, Athena. So I'd have that booked for you.
Because sometimes writers become despondent about their work, and then they try to deal internally on how they feel about, should I continue writing? Should I stop? Should I be doing something else? But the thing is, if you were a true born writer, you can't stop writing. But then you're doubting, why do I keep on creating things when nobody's buying them? So what am I doing? Why do I have this need to constantly be writing something, but I'm not making a way forward with the work that I'm creating? So what am I doing wrong? So it's to speak to that, because we all are born to want to do something. If you wake up in the morning and you think writing, and you go to sleep and you think writing, that's what you should be doing.
Right.
The success is not the money. The success is on how happy you feel about what you're doing. That's
exactly. Yes.
But
If
a lot of
everybody
people-
understood that and said it as elegant as you just said it, then the world would be a much happier place. If everyone
because
understood that.
we've been taught that success equates money, but that's not what success is. If you're the happiest housewife with 5 kids and you love them and you do everything for you successful. That's who you are and that's your success. Doesn't mean you need to have heaps of money in the bank.
Right, exactly.
So
100%. So Bellany is very good at doing that. I've heard her speak before and I think it'll be perfect. But I can also look for someone for the masterminds because I don't want it to just be me all the time. I'm trying to bring in like one person a month that comes and talks to you guys. So I am trying to do that. So if you guys have suggestions or want to hook me up with people, let me know because I do give a referral fee for if you bring a speaker and they speak, I do give a referral fee for that. So just let me know if we can all work together on speakers and bringing new energy and stuff to the group. That is greatly appreciated, 100%. So, Diane, are you doing any children's events? I need to introduce you to Valerie Sweden because this girl goes to children's events like nobody's business because she writes children's books. So I need to introduce you to. Let me make a note of that. Okay, but do you have anything going on?
I'm kind of like in Judy's boat. Have like 3 houses I have to put back together in Austin and 2 houses here, one of them my mom's. So it's taken a large toll, but I'm glad things are opening back up. And I hope, I need to start thinking about how to get back into schools and get my name out. So I really need to get back to marketing that. What I do have coming up in the future is in October on the 20th, I will be in Oklahoma at 2 museums because it'll be the opening launch of my very first historical fiction for middle school and up. Kind of hesitate at being middle school because I already know what the second book's about, so we'll see. But anyway, it's called Rise, A Girl's Struggle for More, and it's based on my grandmother's life. So I'm very, very excited about that because it's taken about 5 years of putting that together, studying.
Wow.
So, and then I have 2 more children's books that I've sent to the editor. So we'll see where things go.
Nice. That's awesome. We just interviewed someone for Author Talk that did like a historical fiction book or just a historical book about his great grandparents' journeys from Italy to, where they are now, which is in like Michigan, and how they came back several times and the things that they had to overcome. And like, he really just wrote it for like the future generations in his family to understand that it turned into a book. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. I think that's great. My mom would love that book. So let me know when that book comes out because my mom loves those kinds of books for sure. Yeah. So Red, what is happening, Red?
I'm not usually going to Comic-Cons and things like that. That's not where I end up. I did go to the one last year, and I enjoyed it actually, but it's just not an area that I think I would thrive at. I did go to the AWP or something like that in San Antonio. I think Julie was over there. We bumped into each other. So for me, I'm just going to, until September, I'm not really changing much of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I think herd immunity will probably be reached by then, maybe a little bit earlier, but
Well, so Red, what is your podcast?
maybe not everybody was on board, but the NFAA, I don't think we're going to have any in-person meetings before September. That'd be the absolute earliest.
Right.
I may talk about that to the group, but right now that's kind of what's going on. I just ops normal.
Yeah.
Can you review your upcoming speakers on the Facebook page?
Can I? Yes, I can.
Sorry?
You asked me if I'm physically able to provide some information. I said, yes, I can.
Could you do it, please, then?
Yes, I'm more than happy to do that for you.
I love it. So
It's on my to-do list. I just got my income tax done yesterday. Last night I sent it to my accountant, so now I have a fair amount of free time I haven't had recently, and between the freeze and tax, now I'm back to normal life again.
nice. That's wonderful. So what is the name of the podcast that you do, Red?
I don't do a podcast, not yet. It's one of those things that's on my to-do list from about 2 years ago.
Okay, so you just interview for the nonfiction?
but I do want to take the Nonfiction Author Association platform and interview people who
Okay.
are authors, publishers, writers, uh, coaches, whatever you want to call it, that do have platforms that other authors can come on and, you know, provide, information. So I know that CJ has one. I know that James has one. There's probably 2 or 3 other people in our group that have one. I
Right.
think David Shine has one. It may not necessarily all be about exactly writing, but if there are people in the Houston area or whatever, I would like to do a 10 to 15 minute interview, let them tell the world about what their podcast is, all about how to get started, and then let them provide the links and all that kind of stuff so that we can get more people interested.
Nice. I love it. And then when you get an answer about how to join the Nonfiction Authors Association, can you let me and Teresa know? Because she's trying to join it. And I went to the link and I didn't know if she just joins the whole organization and then she just is funneled into the Houston chapter of it.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure on how that worked.
Yeah, so I think we have a meeting coming up here within the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to make sure that I get that question answered. But we seem to be a little bit more active than most of the other chapters around the country.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
No, I went to their big meeting, and Houston was one of only 3 chapters that are meeting virtually. So Red's doing a great job on that by
Wow.
going virtually. And the other question I think I can answer, if you join the big NFAA national level, at a certain level, then you're supposed to be able to go to the local chapter meetings for free. And this is in person we're talking about. When we get back to in-person meetings, if you're not a member of the big overall NFAA, then you'll be asked to pay a fee at the door when you go to.
$10, $10 a meeting is what they were charging. I'm pretty sure it's probably renamed that, but that's what they were charging for non-members to show up. And I think we gave them a couple freebies, free meetings, 10-2, if it's something you like, then, I'll catch the money on the third one.
Right. Okay. So it sounds like she needs to join the whole organization and then she'll be funneled to the Houston chapter and you'll get her information. Or do I need to send that to you? Yeah. It's okay.
They don't respond very well. So you still need to send it to Red.
Yeah, I figured that because their website's not very user friendly. And I was like, didn't understand that there were different chapters until I went to the Facebook page and then I wasn't 100% sure. So I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing. So I'm going to ask Red. So I ran to you, Red.
The other thing to tell her is she's going to be inundated, or at least I feel inundated with email from the national chapter. They send lots of info, just like Judith Briles. I just can't read all the stuff they send me. I don't have time.
Yeah. At certain times, it comes to a point where I'm like, I don't want to get 10 emails a week. So then I just unsubscribe. But Julie, can she just join the Houston chapter or does she have to join the whole thing?
Well, Red is the president of the Houston chapter, so he should.
That's what.
There is no Houston chapter you can join. It's a national one, but you attend locally.
Okay, she has to join the whole thing. Okay.
But I will get clarity on that.
Okay, that would be perfect. Well, I think that's all that I have coming up. Oh, I have started this whole new thing and I'm really glad that I'm announcing it at the Mastermind because I didn't get to announce it on Monday, which is the day I was going to, but then I held off. So I am currently doing a member of the month for Through the Eyes of Author. And so what that all entails is we are going to promote you and your books and everything that you're doing for the whole month of March. So to kick it off, my member of the month is Red. So Red, you are the Through the Eyes of Authors member of the month. So March is Red month. So if you could tag me in everything that you post, I will share it out. And if you don't tag me and I find it, I'll be sharing it, but you will be highlighted for the month of March. So that is a new thing that we are starting. So take note, everybody. We're changing everything. We're not changing everything up. We're changing things up. We're making it fun. Happy birthdays are important. So send me your birthdays if they're not on Facebook. That would be greatly appreciated. So anyways, if you guys don't have anything else you want to talk about, or if you want to jump in and throw something in there or throw a speaker suggestion out, I'm open. I love doing that. And I love the fact that I am booked now through the end of April. So That is always welcome. But you guys, I love you guys. You guys are amazing. I hope everyone has a great weekend.
Can I just remind everybody, I'm speaking on March 22nd
Yes.
online on the U.S. foreign policy, and you're all welcome to sign up for that talk if you're at all interested in foreign affairs.
Can
Nice.
anybody hear me right now?
Huh?
Can anybody hear me right now?
Yes.
Okay, I just have a brand new microphone that I'm trying to make sure it's validated, and that's, so I think
We
this is
can
what-
hear it, but you're crackling a lot.
Okay, let me change back. Is the crackling any better with this one?
It's worse.
They're both crackly.
Okay, I'm trying to fix the crackly part of it, and that's what I'm attempting to do. So I bought this the other day, and for whatever reason, I'm not getting a whole lot of success out of it. So anyway, thank you for letting me.
There's the Houston podcast group. I don't know if you saw my comment in the thing. Do you want me to invite you to it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, if there is nothing else, you guys are amazing. Have a great Friday. Don't forget, Sandy and Friends is at 1 o'clock. You want to hang out with me and Sandy and Fern, make sure that you check that out at 1 o'clock. But until then, I will see you guys on Monday night. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Everybody enjoy.
Bye, you guys.